What would it be like to create and publish content to your personal profile, groups that you're a member of or an admin of, and to your pages in no time? Welcome, my name is Kathy Callahan, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Assistly Social's publishing calendar to accomplish just that. Now, if you're brand new to our software and you have not seen it before, let me switch tabs and jump you over to the back side of our software. In this video, I'm showing you the publishing calendar, which is actually something that we have not done a lot of training on. So this video is going to be really great for our software users. It's also going to be really great for you if you are checking out our software and you don't know its capabilities, because this is just one of the many features you get inside of your Assistly Social software plan. Today we're focusing on Facebook, and I will teach you very simply and quickly how I got my business pages, my personal profile, and multiple Facebook groups into this calendar so that I could schedule content on this calendar. I can edit content, and I can even create right within this one window. So the first steps are, once you have your account, you will link your account. That's a starter setup. When you're new to the software, you'll go to My Business, you'll go to Training. This will actually be the section of the software that pops up when you first get your account. You'll go through the Start Here steps to link any of your social accounts that you want to use with our software. When you're using Assistly Social at the time of this video, I'm now very excited to share with you, we are no longer just Facebook. You'll link any social accounts, but today we are focusing on Facebook for the purposes of the publishing calendar. When you're ready to link, remember that you'll link whatever social accounts you want to be creating and automating with us. They each have different features. Facebook personal and business page, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and X are all now included with a variety of different features. So today we're focusing again on the publishing calendar and how it works for Facebook. So go to Marketing, Publishing Calendar, and if you are a user watching this video, I would love to hear from you. If you're new to the software, drop the word new. I would love to know who's watching. When we're ready to operate inside of the backside of Assistly Social, I'm going to click on the menu button just to kind of slide over and have more space. And I did a post before I came here, so I'm going to teach you how I did it. But once I've done the post, once it's created, it's now in my calendar. Once I've created it, the graphic is now saved into my media library, and I have it scheduled to the places that you can see matching above. So I have it on my business page, but let's say I also wanted it on my personal page. I could just drag and drop it to my personal page. Maybe I don't want it on my business page. I can exit off of there, okay? Now, what you can also do once you've created, and I'll show you how to do that next, you can edit per location. So initially I made this one post and I had it scheduled for multiple places. I decided to go in and edit the version that's going to show up in the software versus the version that's going to show up on my personal page, my business page, etc., etc. And editing is very simple. By clicking the pencil, it will be allowing you to edit the version of it just where it's showing up, okay? So again, we're going to go back now, pretend we're starting from scratch because I want you to see how I got here. Do me a favor, and if you are seeing this video and you would like to have a trial of our software, I would love for you to test it out. Put the word trial, T-R-I-A-L, in the comments below. And if you see in the description of this video any more information, I don't have it in the time of this video recording, but a link to get your trial, you could just use that link. At this time, I want you to drop the word trial. The other thing I do with and for my students is strategy. So today I'm going to talk a little bit of tech and a little bit of strategy. So inside my VIP community, we talk lots of social selling strategy. I love Facebook. It was my first platform. I built most of my business over there. And so we're going to focus on that here. We have our TLC strategy no matter what you're doing in your business. And so if you need help with strategy, getting results, creating conversations, it's not just about hitting some buttons inside a software. You've got to know where it fits into your business, where it might make sense to post and not post. So drop VIP if you think that I could help you in that side of your business, okay? So let's jump to the software side, which is why we're here. Let's go kind of to more of a blank screen. We've got scheduled content coming up for Thursday. Let's say now we're going to schedule for Friday. When you're inside of the scheduler or the publishing calendar, you can click on the new button here, and then you can choose what you're scheduling, and it will allow you to choose one thing. However, if you want to choose multiple places to post the content and you want to choose it at the time of creation, I just click on the plus button on any of the places, and then I choose from the drop-down menu the multiple places I want this exact content to post and the exact time. But something important to know is when we choose 9 a.m. on Friday, April 15th, or 18th, this is posting through an extension on the Facebook side when it comes to personal page and group. So some of it might schedule at 9:05, 9:10. It's not ever going to be exactly at 9 a.m. when you're using an extension. That is important to understand how extensions work because they mimic human behavior, okay? So moving on, you're gonna choose the date and time around you want it to post. Never rely on an extension to be exact. You will be disappointed because you might have this software doing a lot of things. So I want it to go to my business page, and then I can click in this drop down and I can see all the places that I can post based on what has been imported into the software. And there's multiple ways for this group list, this page list, this profile list, Instagram and TikTok to get into this list depending on which ones they are. When you first come into the software, it's automatically going to have you give you the options to link any of your software accounts. And when you go to account and settings and you choose to link Facebook, it will bring in any of the business pages that you're an admin of. So these came in simply because I linked my business page. When I linked my personal page, it brought in my personal page, but it does not bring in your groups. I have to click a button on every single group that I want in this list. So prior to you and I coming together on this video, I went over to my Facebook, and I'll show you how to do this. You'll go into any groups that you want to import into the software. The reason why it does this is, like me, you might be a member of a lot of groups, and you don't want to import 200, 300, 400 groups. You want to be able to choose which groups you're either posting in, automating, which is an advanced feature we're not covering in this video, or taking actions on, okay? So I've already imported Assistly Social into the software. So I'm going to look over here between a magnifying glass and the three dots. And I see that I have the Assistly Social icon right there. That tells me this group has been imported. I also know it's been imported because I saw it in my list of drop down that I could choose. And there's one way besides that you can see in the software because it does manage all your groups in a marketing tab that we're not covering right now. Now, we want to think strategy. What groups do we want to bring in? Obviously, any groups that you're an admin of, you should be contributing to on a routine basis. So I'll bring in any groups that I'm an admin of. That includes my software group, my social sales strategy group, BYOB, which is an admin. I'm an admin of someone else's group where I can contribute content with permission. That's very similar training that I do over in Social Sales School. I might be an admin of a challenge that I'm running, okay? I might also want to bring in groups that I'm simply a member of because I want to be a contributor. So if you are inside of Women Entrepreneurs and you go, okay, I do want to be scheduling some content, whatever the content you're allowed to post in here is, you got to think strategically. I do AMC content, authority content, mindset shifting content, conversion connection, and conversation content. Whatever you're allowed to post in here, if you go, yes, this is a group I want to schedule content in, and maybe it's a group that you could schedule the exact same content that you're putting in your own group over here, cool. All you have to do is find the down arrow between the magnifying glass and the three dots, and this is going to import this group into the software so that it will also be on our list of places that we can post. Just like that, this group has been imported, and now we can head back into Assistly Social. I'm going to cancel this out so that I can refresh the page. So once that has happened, okay, I'm going to have to add a new channel to my list of options here because I told the software which ones I wanted available in my publishing calendar, but I now have added something else. So I am going to go back to this I want to at the top right. I'm going to choose to add or remove channels. And this is how you will decide which one of those you want to see visible in your publishing calendar, even if you've already imported them. You might not want to see every group that you could post into just because you've imported them. So in this case, I'm asking it to allow me to post on my business page, my PCAT-U CRM page, which is the previous name for Assistly Social, my personal business page, or my personal Facebook, and I've included these groups, but I just added a new group. So where am I going to find that? It's in the dropdown. So now that I've downloaded a new group into the software, it's available for me to choose. I can add that as a group that is available for me to post. It doesn't mean I've scheduled anything. It's just available in that calendar now for me to post in. If you decide, oh gosh, that's way too many things, I don't want to be posting in whatever, just exit out. Or if you want it to stay on the calendar, but you don't want to post on it, you will not choose it on the next page, okay? To clarify, when you're choosing the channels to show up on your publishing calendar, the groups have to be imported first or they will not show up as options under groups, okay? And the way you do that is to head into the group that you want to import from. So here, if I wanted to import, this is one of my old party groups or training groups. Here, if I wanted to import it, I'm looking between the down arrow and the three dots and clicking down. That imports the group. You won't have to do it again. So for the first time, when you're deciding to publish into calendar with groups you haven't used before, that's the step you'll do, okay? When it comes to adding other channels, well, your business page is brought in simply because you connected the software, and your personal page connected simply because you connected the software. You won't have to go download off of those pages, okay? We're not touching the other platforms. Update that. Now we're back to the publishing calendar. When we're here and we scroll to the top, you can see all these channels across the top are ones that you just told it you want to publish in, okay? If it's overwhelm, if you're not going to, just delete them out. But if these are places you're going to routinely or for a temporary post into, you need them available on this calendar, okay? And so then what we're going to do is just click the plus button, which we had done earlier, and we are starting to do a post. Now that we've kind of set up the publishing calendar, we're going to add any of those channels that we now have available, okay? So Facebook page, I also want to go to Assistly Social. I want to go to BYOB. I want to go to someone else's group and post some content. And I want it to go to my personal profile. When we're posting, this is where strategy comes in. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on strategy except to encourage you. Just because you could does not mean you should. Type that in your brain. Just because I could does not mean I should. Oh, I forgot to change tabs. Uh-oh. I wonder where I stopped at. Poop. I might have to redo part of this. So we were importing that group right there, and I forgot to change tabs on StreamYard. So let me head back into my other tab, and I can cut that out. Okay, so you should be seeing this. So once you've imported the groups, then when you click the plus button to schedule a new post, you'll pick the date and time you want it to schedule. You will pick the places that you want it to go to, and it will show all the groups that you've imported. It will show your business pages that you're an admin of and your personal page because you've linked those things in the starter setup steps, okay? When it comes to strategy, we've got to think. If I'm creating one piece of content that's going to go to these 5, 6 places, what is it? And are all these people in all 5 or 6 of these places in the same stage? Are they all what we call problem aware or solution aware? And that's strategy stuff with marketing that you might need some support in. That's where VIP comes in. If you need more strategy, drop VIP, okay? But when it comes to, I've got a proven strategy, I've just got to do the tech, this is where we come in. Let's say we've decided, yes, it makes sense to post the same or similar type content to all these places on Friday, okay? Keeping in mind that it's an extension, it will not all post exactly at 9 o'clock, okay? The API with Facebook business pages can work differently, but all the groups and personal page do not work except through an extension, which can only do one thing at a time, okay? So we write a post. When you write a post, you can use our AI. If you click the little AI genie here, you will pay for AI credits. You can look at that under usage charges. You can set up your AI with your personal settings and business settings so it gets to know your personality and business needs. You can set it up with a customer awareness. Now, this is part of the marketing continuum that if you don't understand this, we're not covering that in this video, but telling the AI or you knowing what stage your audience is in that's likely to read this will really help with conversion in your content. If you use the AI, you would give it the goal of the post and ask the genie to come up with a script or content piece for you. I typically don't use the AI inside of there. I have a very, very trained Chat GPT. So I typically am just heading over there and doing that. Okay. So whatever you choose to paste into your written section of this posting area, copy paste it, type it out, and you can actually change the fonts, and the fonts will head over into your Facebook looking however you choose them to be. That looks awful. I don't know if people do this a lot where people are like changing their content or their whatever fonts anymore, but you could. Okay. You can play with that. Now, if you like that, play with that. If you don't want it just to be words, which typically we don't want it to just be words, usually we want to add a photo or video. That's the next step. Photos or videos. Add, and now you've got multiple ways to add a photo. If you have it stored in our software media library, you hit select. You can drill down to any folders that you have organized and saved content in, and then you can search those folders, and this is the only one, I just made it in that previous post you saw, and I could simply upload it. It's something I have saved in the software. Maybe I want to schedule this for 6 months out and do the exact same post 6 months from now that I did today. Okay, that's an option. Again, you can schedule whenever you want. Now, another way to get content is to upload when it comes to photos and videos. So maybe you don't have content saved in our library yet. You need to upload it from your computer. So you could choose to upload. Before you upload, we want to choose a folder that makes sense, or we want to create it. So I'm going to make this one Kathy Picks, and I'm going to create that subfolder. And in this case, instead of doing an inspirational one with a quote, maybe I'm just pulling a picture of me. So now I've made that, and I can drop or drag, and I'll just download an image of myself. That image will now be stored in our software. And I don't know why it looks like that right now. We'll double check that it doesn't look grainy like that. That's it. If you wanted to add more photos, you can add up to 100 photos and videos, not YouTube or other third-party videos, okay? If this is a poll, which I am not, going after teaching you this in this video, you can schedule polls, which is super cool. But instead of doing the post section where you write a post, see post, and upload videos, you would scroll down and just add a poll. You can't do both. You either do a poll or a post. We're not learning polls in this video. We'll tackle that another day. And if you wanted to schedule the automation that's going to happen on these scheduled posts once they go out with our software, you can pre-schedule the automations so that you don't have to wait for the content to post before you have it take actions on the post. This is an advanced feature. It's a very, very powerful part of our software where you can create or pull some pre-written or pre-programmed Facebook post triggers, meaning if someone comments, you could tell the software to comment back. If someone replies and you just want to comment back, you can do that. If you want to send them a message, you can do that. You can also do other things like add a task to your dashboard, send them a friend request, get a text notification when they reply. Not the purpose of this video, but super cool that you could also pre-schedule your automation. Today's video is only about scheduling the content to multiple places at once. Hit the word schedule, and now it's going to show up in your publishing calendar at the date and time you told the software it wanted to go. You wanted it to go, and into the groups or pages or profiles you wanted it to show up in. Once it gets there, see, we have a problem. Once it gets there, we need to take a look. Why is my body sideways? I don't know that answer, okay? I'm gonna have to go edit. Why is my body sideways? I don't know. So I'm gonna trash this. Beep. You can upload just like I did there. I'm not gonna try to figure that out. I wanna actually show you the other options you could do is you could import from the web. You can create in Canva right here, which is the one that I'm gonna do. You could do an AI image or drawing. I typically create from Canva right inside of our software, okay? Or I pull from uploads on my computer, or I import. With the Canva option, I created that previous template that you saw or that previous graphic that you saw using this template right here. And I just sat here and edited it right here using Canva. This is how I got that previous one in. I just dragged and dropped myself. I changed this. I'm not going to change it for the sake of time. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to publish that into Canva. And now, or I'm sorry, into Assistly. And now I've actually created right here. I can see that I need to edit it, but it's not the point for the timing of this video. I want to show you what is possible, okay? So you can create right from Canva in there. You can get your content in there however you want, all right? Again, I did create from Canva earlier, and I did it the way I actually wanted it to be. And so if I go to Inspo Post, I saved that one, and this is the one I created in the previous video that you've already seen scheduled. So whatever content you're creating, I need to update that. And so that's a bummer that my picture went sideways, but now I'll need to go update all those. Not a huge deal. What you can see now and what you can do is you can actually drag. So, and it might make it easier. You can drag across once you've, corrected them or created them, and you can just copy over here. Now, oops, hold up. Okay, so that is correct. I want to see why it's not updating me on my side. Once it's updated, I could just drag and drop to move the updates across. If I want to make any edits, I can edit. And I'll go ahead and figure out why, when this video is over, that is not editing my current ones. But that's the basics, okay? We'll dive into this more. If you're curious about the publishing calendar, get in here and play with it. It's a very powerful tool that a lot of people don't know about. And I guess not everything's perfect. So we'll mess with that. You can drag and drop to decide that you want to multi-post it. You can decide, no, I don't want it to go there, etc., or edit just the one that's going into certain groups. And then you can change it before the system has started to import it so that it can go out. So I always schedule, I like 12, 24, 48, 72 hours later. I don't want to schedule and ask it to go out in 2 minutes because it is an extension. That's not realistic, okay? If you have any questions, please drop them in the video. If you would like to get a trial, please simply comment the word trial or check the description of this video to see if there's anything available for you with that. All right, that's it. Bye for now.